You're absolutely right. It's interesting situation because it feels like everyone is speaking about artificial intelligence. Everyone know about it. I don't want, to be born in this field because, okay, it is obvious. But the fun fact that some friends of mine here in California, they're developing right now a product. It will be the AI agent platform where you, like a business owner, can come and buy some artificial intelligence employers or buy some subscription for them. And their idea is from the idea to the launch just for one day. And they are creating those AI agents who are able to replace the team of the small business. Includes marketologists, salespeople, some operational manager. And they told me very interesting moments.
Are you tired of working more for less profits in your home service business? What if I could show you $100,000 in hidden annual profits in your business in less than 3 minutes? Would you be interested? And not only show you where, but how to create that 100K in 6 months or less without additional advertising or marketing spend guaranteed. Just go to sharpenthespearcoaching.com to see how truly simple it is. That's sharpenthespearcoaching.com. Do it now. And we are back on STS Sharpen the Spear podcast with another incredible guest because we only have incredible guests. We don't do anything less than incredible. And Marina Morgan is no exception. So Marina, as always on STS, no one knows Marina better than Marina. Marina, give us the backstory, fill us in, and we're going to get into a great conversation.
Okay, thank you so much, Richard, for having me today. I will try to introduce myself briefly. So I was born in a country that not exists right now, in Soviet Union, in a family of very passionate Soviet people. I was born when my mom was pretty young. She was 18 years old. It was pretty normal for that period. And that's why during your education in university, I spent most part of my time with my grandparents, your parents. My grandpa created the rocket engine that put humanity to the space at the first time in the human history. And my grandma, his wife, my mother's mom, she founded dental department in local medical university. So as you can guess, I'm growing up surrounded by pretty ambitious people. And most part of my childhood was about the stories from the space, about the engineers, about Yuri Gagarin, less than fairy tales or something like that. And I think this part of my life shaped me because the thing that I'm doing right now, I'm working with the system, but with the human system. And I see some connection with my past and with my parents' legacy and grandparents' legacy, because I'm Master of Psychological Science, specialized in organizational psychology. And I moved to California, Bay Area, San Francisco, several years ago, 4 years ago, because I just decided that it will be a relevant next step of my career. In the country where I was born in Russia, I started work after my university like a head of training and development department in the huge cinema chain. And before that, I got my entrepreneurial experience. I opened my first business when I was 19. It was pretty successful. So my career engaged periods of entrepreneurship, opening different projects, working with media, radio, etc., and also leading biggest technological companies in the country. At one moment, I just felt that I can find new ambitious goal. What will be my space? What will be my space goal? And that's how I moved here. I moved to the United States before all this political situation that we have right now. God bless. More than half year before everything happened, and the situation changed dramatically for the Russian speakers people, and not only. And here in California, I'm developing my own business. Right now, I'm founded agency of executive coaching for founders and teams, specialized in those businesses who name it like who are building the future. Of course, most part of my clients is here in Silicon Valley because I'm based here, but I'm working with businesses for all over the world, different industries as a partner. And this is my main value in my job. I'm thinking about myself like about a partner for my clients, sharing the responsibility, deeply involved in their situation, provide best results that we can create together. and bring my professionalism, my experience in our partnership. That's how I think about it. And my professionalism is about people in business. And that's what I'm doing more than 15 years in my own companies and also with my clients. Then I'm right now developing AIQ. This is the framework that measuring readiness of teams and organization to AI integration through the humanity perspective, psychological skills, leadership, everything that you can imagine. And this is a very interesting direction. I'm happy that I'm doing it right now and very useful. So it's some new thing in my life. I joined a really spectacular nonprofit organization, New York City Opera and Global Culture and Trade Council, like a director of strategic development. This is really great honor for me because I believe in soft diplomacy of music. And I also believe that this is amazing reason to develop and building the bridge between states, cities, countries, generation, different businesses. And the thing that we are doing there right now, that they are planning to do, is really inspiring me. And this is, I think, probably something that I can name the job of my life or mission of my life. And this is the very important part as well. Also, I'm married, happily married. I have an amazing husband and I really love my family. And living on the houseboat. So this is the last fun fact about me.
That's a lot. That's awesome. I love it. Well, music's the international language. So
Absolutely.
how can you got to do, I'm a big fan, same as you, and all that stuff, have been for a very long time. I love all this stuff. I love the human connections. I'm going to start right. You're talking about using AI and kind of the human connection and working did you say kind of the psychology aspect of the human with AI? Are you transforming that? What are you doing with that specifically?
So let's make one step back. Right now, as everyone understood and understand, we are in the middle of AI revolution. We are in very interesting period of our history when everything changing dramatically at the same time. I mean, during the last 100 years, we had something like industrial revolution, digitalization, internet. But this is the first precedent in all the human history when we have such a big changes at the same time everywhere. And if, for example, 30 years ago or 15 years ago, when I started my career, when I worked in technological company, it was more easy because this experience how to integrate innovations in technology in technological companies, then you can use this experience, for example, in manufacturing business, in retail organization, whatever it is. Right now, we're absolutely in another situation. You need, as soon as possible, jump in all this thing and be successful in it and understand what's going on and do it pretty fast. And of course, right now we have a lot of different research and we already have some kind of data that demonstrate us the resultativeness of AI integration and what factors influence for more or less successful results of this integration. And if we are speaking about the business, it's pretty simple. Is it help us to achieve our strategic goals or our technical goals or not? And it's easier to measure it. It's more complicated to measure it, for example, in educational system or in some another probably government institution. But in business, it's more simple. It helps us to develop our business to get
Right.
more money or to attract more clients or not. And already exist several solutions that help us to understand, is our business and our team ready for AI integration, yes or no, and how we can do it more effectively. So, and that's what I'm doing in my job with different clients, organizing some innovations, integration. I just found that this people aspect, human aspect, is not at their first line of attention. And all the prognosis, all the data, and all that I see right now, and in my experience of integration of different innovation, demonstrate that it can be the main obstacle. I mean, I don't want to say that people will be a main obstacle. No, I want to say if we will speak about readiness as a factor that will influence for resultativeness of integration, everything about the human psychology here can be the main thing that can help you to achieve it as soon as possible and to do it slow, calm, more or less, and without huge ton of stress for yourself, like a business owner, for example, or your employee, or not. And the solution that I'm working on right now, first thing, it give you a coefficient of readiness of your people to AI integration through the several aspects. Of course, it's skills. Do you know what tools exist right now? Are you able to use it? Then how you combine these tools with the strategic goals, how you're doing it, how you, merge it, how you connect it. Then some ethical aspects of that, adaptability skills that can help us to make some prognosis, how fast it will happen, or what you can do to make it to facilitate it a little bit. Then your ability to delegate in some personal strategies in collaboration with your artificial intelligence tools, or in developing of team relationship with you, your coworkers, and you artificial intelligence coworkers. This is pretty new thing for all of us. Also, some aspects about the leadership, because those that leaders need to do right now is pretty unique, and it's very new for them. And I think that this AI revolution is more on their shoulders. I am speaking here not only about the business owners, of course, about them as well, but also about managers, top managers, team leads, whatever it is.
Yeah, I'm researching a lot. I'm applying a lot in AI now from a business coach myself, creating programs, advertising, marketing, doing things. And I've been around a long time. I've been in business 35 plus years. I've seen a few things, right? Pre-internet, internet bubbles, all that kind of stuff, collapses, everything else. But this is, like you said, this is unique in world history.
Absolutely.
I think what people don't comprehend, even I struggle a little bit with this, is the speed of evolution of this technology. It's mind boggling. I mean, it goes, it doubles itself every 7 months. And now it's like down to 3 weeks. It does it. It just changes. You can't even, as soon as you say how long it takes to do something, it beats it. It's like it's competitive. If you mention, you think it only takes me 7 months, I'm going to do it in 4 months. It's like, it just seems like it's, but I love it. I love it. And like everyone's got I've shared this a lot. Anything can be used for good or evil, right? People got this is going to take over the world and all this stuff. Okay, maybe it does. Right now, I'm going to find all the good uses for it. And I'm going to make it an advantage for all my clients, for my business. I'm going to use it every way I can to improve what I do, the speed, that time to market. Like right now, that's like my thing. Like, wow, I can do this. And like before we got on, I'm like, I created the whole marketing campaign in like, I don't know, it was like a minute, and it's amazing. And I just let it learn you. And it just, and I know nothing. Okay. I'm not on your level here. I'm just like, I'm using a tool that's come out because I'm not usually an early adopter. So I guess I'm technically still in an early adopter phase here, but I'm really seeing the power of this and of what I can apply it for, right? I know it's used for a lot of other things I've watched and been really digging into this. So that's why I was interested in having you on here about this kind of stuff, because it's that human connection with this. And how is it, we know it's going to eliminate jobs and positions. That's the nature of the beast, right? And there's always something that does that. So it's not like it's the first time it's ever happened. But what do you see going forward, combining the human with this AI? Like where's that going to land in your view at this point? Where do you see that combination? How are people going to actually make use of it without being completely tossed to the side? Like you're a useless eater kind of thing, but you can actually utilize the tools that are there and make them work for us.
So the first thing that I want to say, you really noticed very important part of this experience, that those things that you were able to do for the 3 months, right now you can do for several hours, couple days. And this is one of the main thing here. It's not only about task solution, about the speed of the task solution. It's more about you need to change your identity very fast. What I mean here, for example, several years ago, to open your business, you need, I don't know, several weeks. Make your analysis, hire some people, and you have this period to adaptate for your new role from, for example, I don't know, employee of some organization to solo entrepreneur, or I don't know, owner of small business. And you have these several months just to go for your transformation. And right now, you have an ability to become an entrepreneur just for one day, because everything that you do for these weeks and hours, you right now can do pretty fast. And it is also about this thing, about I can be whatever it is person for the pretty fast period. And this is one of the main fear here. We can dive deeper into it, but first I would like to answer for your question. So about the replacement, those prognoses that I read about it includes the World Global Economic Forum. They promising, and they have some data under it, that in the perspective of 5 years, more than 70 million workplaces will, no, close to 100 million workplaces will be deleted, but it will be replaced for more than 170 million of the workplaces because of the AI revolution. And net will have plus 70 million workplaces. But the important aspect of it, most of them, not most of them, all of them will be connected with the AI collaboration using AI tools, etc. So we will have this extra 70 million workplaces all over the world. But you need to, you need to prepare for it. You wanted to say something, no?
No, I just, this weekend, as I was researching, I was watching something, the actual prediction is at 300 million. The latest prediction again, and maybe that's the speed we're talking about, like,
Probably.
but they're saying 300 million. I was like, okay, that's a lot of people. That's like almost our entire country. Okay. So you think about it, it's like, that's what I mean. That's all. But like I said, you have to update like every week. It's just, I'm so fascinated. It's just so like, you can't react fast enough. You're doing something, you get into it, then it's like, oh, well, I got to do something, learn something totally new. It's almost like you're learning new all the time. But fortunately, actually, AI is learning new. It's a learning machine, right? That's what it does. So I was always fascinated about that aspect because I remember talking to some marketers I had on my show, and they said, well, it's never going to replace people in marketing. I'm like, are you kidding me? That's the first thing it's going to replace. I can do stuff now. I don't need you. I don't need you at all. Okay. I need you for nothing. I never liked you anyway. No, I'm just kidding. But it's like, I go, wow, your head is in the sand. Your head is in the sand. I'm looking at my coaching business and going, okay, how do I want to pull the levers. I want to be the man behind the curtain. That's my mindset now. How do I make this work for me so it doesn't eliminate me and my business? Literally, like, I still want to scale. I want to do this. So I'm like, that's why I'm being so proactive. I'm like, I'm learning this stuff because I know I can use it to my favor. I already am. I just want to start to stay ahead and like learn, bring it in, test it, throw it out there, work, and and it's awesome. I'm telling you, it's like,
oh my
I'm
God,
telling you, for a guy like me who's been around this long, Marina, and you see what this can do. And what I used to have to do just to do even the base, it's like, this is like a fantasy. I mean, this 30 years ago would be like, if I could do all this, oh man, it would be unbelievable.
Let's be honest here. Any manager who hired some people and probably had not very successful experience with hiring people really enjoy an experience with their OpenAI or in other tools, because this is somebody who answered for all your requests just in time, without some problems, without some reflection, emotions, etc. And of course, It was a great pleasure for me specifically. Oh my God, you mentioned the marketologists, and So I just want to add some extra information for your question, how I'm seeing it. This is just my fantasies, okay? It's not prognosis. I'm not economist or analytics, something like. But when OpenAI was just launched 3 years ago, 2 and a half, I told that we right now will be in the very competitive situation between United States and China, something that will influence for all the global policy. That was my idea there. I shared it with all my friends, and we see it right now in reality. Probably, I have reasons for some trending prognosis, and right now we really see that this is a competition for the most influenced role in the world, because those who will manage on this data and will provide this answer, who will shape the mindset and the way of thinking of humanity, that's who will lead their planet. And if we will speak globally, I think that it will be several huge clusters in the world. I mean, several leaders. Most of them will be in the United States, and some of them will be in China. And I don't see right now some technological skills in European part of our planet. Probably right now, I see that United States develop deep partnership with the Middle East. We will see how it will happen in the future, but right now it seems that they are ready to open their countries for the integration with our artificial intelligence tools and our technological leaders. And that's what we see right now in Qatar and Saudi Arabia. If we will get this influence in this Middle East part, probably the United States will be more powerful. But I think that in the future we will be. So right now, for example, China has a firewall. And if you would like to collect some data in China, just very simple data, nothing special, nothing secret. You just want to use some Chinese analogies or Chinese analog of OpenAI and collect the data that exists in Chinese internet. You will not able to do it. Doesn't matter where you are, United States and Europe. I try to do it for my research in AIQ without any secret purposes. I know that they make a brilliant research in this field, and I just wanted to read some kind of research how they see integration of the artificial intelligence and human, because China has their specific culture and it influences for resultativeness as well. It's also interesting topic for conversation, but not now. So this is the first thing that I see, that right now we're in the middle in this competitive situation that will, the result of it will be the leader of the humanity for the next probably 10, 15, or maybe even more years. And I see that it will be several world powerful clusters with US dominates, I suppose. We'll see, of course, but right now all the trends that I see, it's make us think that United States will be the leader of these technologies. Speaking about what this means for us, most of research that we have right now in prognostic models demonstrate that the most effective resultatives for the business and for other purposes is the good collaboration of people and artificial intelligence tools. I mean, if we're comparing same tasks that make human plus AI, or only people, or only AI, the best results is in a good collaboration between artificial intelligence and us. And I think that the fact that you will find a place for yourself in your reality depends on your mindset in this journey. The first thing, if you are waiting for that it will be enemy, that it will steal your workplace or something like that, probably you will find yourself in this track.
Yeah, self-fulfilling prophecy. That's what that is,
Something like that. But also, I don't think that it will happen at the same time in all over the world. It's happening at the same time in the United States, for example, or in other more technologically developed countries. But we have a lot of countries without fast internet, without technologies, without digitalization. And this is a big, big, big journey. It will be faster than the previous parts, but of change of all the economical landscape. But it will be, it took a long time. Speaking about United States or another country where it's happening right now. So first thing I suggest, be very open mind for that and thinking about artificial intelligence solution, like about your partner that really can help you in a lot of different ways. We have amazing results for the medical data. For example, X-ray analysis demonstrate more resultativeness analysis with the using of artificial intelligence. And I think that our opportunities in healthcare, in the medical system is really brilliant. It's a big question about the educational system. Honestly, I don't know how it will look like, because it seems that all the system that exists is absolutely irrelevant to the to the things that are happening right now. But again, it's not my question. It's a question of the universities. We'll see how they will solve it.
Well, it's interesting. I'm walking. So you go to any university, okay, the campus, okay, like I live in Wisconsin, right? So we've got University of Wisconsin and Madison. You walk around there and you're just seeing these, I call them monuments. They're buildings, right? But they're monuments to education. I'm like, why do we need all this? Like, why is all this here now? Like, this is it's just outdated. There's people on tenure. And I'm like, all these kids are here. I'm like, you could get all of this, like, literally in your living room. You could, with this stuff now, I'm like, this is going to be, I'm just wondering what else they're going to use these buildings for. Okay. I'm looking at this whole giant campus, like, this will be gone in 5 years.
Or replaced for something.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, it's real estate. Something else will move in. But I'm just saying, like, it's not going to be 100,000 kids here walking around, goofing around, hanging out and doing their thing, right? They're all it's going to be something else. I don't know, maybe it's going to be buildings full of servers, computer servers. I have no idea. Internet hotels. It'll become of internet hotels. That's what they're going to be.
Buildings full of cute robots.
Exactly. So I have no idea, but it's just, you look at this stuff though, Marina, and you're like, you start to go, okay, well, I can see that, because I deal with the home services, the trades, the service industries and stuff, right? What we call the durable trades. And they're looking at, so my thing is like, they're going to be the new white collar. They're going to be the new wealthy, because what they do, theoretically can't be replaced, right? AI can't sweat pipe. It can't do this stuff. It's not framing a house. Obviously, there's components that make things better, but I see them. So one of my goals is to really prepare my clients, right, in those industries to prepare to scale, like to utilize these tools to run their business better, using AI to run the business portion better, but the hands-on skilled trades aspect, this is the advantage. Right? When you use AI to boost your business, you can scale and take more market share because the business aspect is run right. You just have to have the skilled workers, right, to do it. So I think it's a really fascinating dichotomy between that and, say, you're a financial guy, which may be completely irrelevant in like tomorrow, right? Like you don't need that, because like what do you need that for? There's a lot of areas in the current white collar that I think are going to vanish. So I'm looking at this stuff because, again, my business, I want to prepare to support my clients in the best way I can without me being eliminated, right?
You're absolutely right. It's interesting situation because it feels like everyone is speaking about artificial intelligence. Everyone know about it. I don't want, to be born in this field because, okay, it is obvious. But the fun fact that some friends of mine here in California, they're developing right now a product. It will be the AI agent platform where you, like a business owner, can come and buy some artificial intelligence employers or buy some subscription for them. And their idea is from the idea to the launch just for one day. And they are creating those AI agents who are able to replace the team of the small business, includes marketologists, salespeople, some operational manager. And they told me very interesting moment. Of course, for if somebody don't know, artificial intelligence agent is combination of several tools that give you an ability to get those results that you need just pushing one button. For example, you develop this agent to answer for all the emails, and you just need to put some sign at the beginning that will turn on this algorithm. For example, through the OpenAI to your Gmail, you got it, I think. And for a lot of different tasks, you can do this several steps agents. So, and they found pretty interesting fact that all the artificial intelligence tools that they're using in developing their agents, they starting to work slowly, not so effectively when it is 9 o'clock in the morning in California. That's mean that huge amount of the people who are using it right now actively living here in the Bay. And there are so many of them that when they started to work with these systems, the amount of tests for the system is pretty high enough to influence for the results of them. So, and not so long time ago, for my opera thing, I was in New York City, and I spoke with a lot of different people there, and I found that not all of them is in the same page with AI tools. For example, I had a very interesting conversation and the person, business owner, pretty young, and she told me, I'm not using it because I'm taking care about the planet, and this is too much electricity you need. And my purposes right now is not worth it. I even don't turn on the light in my house without needness in evening. Okay. Artificial intelligence eating so much electricity that I don't really want to make this damage to the planet. Believe it or not, there are a lot of people who are living in this reality who don't. I mean, it's for us, it seems obvious, but I have a various of clients in Europe and not only, and some of my clients, they have a problem with the employees. What I mean, they don't have enough budget to hire some high professional staff, but they need them, to expand their businesses. And then I suggest them to replace several, not replace, just to hire this AI agents. They were surprised. And this is young people, they're 25, 30 years old. those that seems obvious for me and for you, it's absolutely not obvious for a lot of people in the world. And as one of my mission, I feel it like this, is to provide this understanding and ideas to as much people as I can, because I really think it's necessary. I don't like this, stressful hype around it, like you will die, your business will die, your profession will die, everything will awful. No,
yeah,
absolutely not.
right.
I
I
still,
agree. Yeah, I totally agree with you on that, Marina, because you really, and again, you wouldn't think with my time in business and my quote age, that I would like, there's a lot of people who think, well, they're not going to adapt. No, like you, if you have to see the advantages, right? You have to employ this stuff. It's not, yeah, it moves faster. It's something that's new, really, really new and unique. It's not like when they rolled out a car. I saw a really cool thing over the weekend. They showed a picture of a street in New York from 1900. It's all horses and carriages, right? And people.
uh-huh.
13, it was all cars, no horses. I think there was one car in the 1900 one. 1930, it's all cars and all people. Like in 13 years. Okay. That's actually like you use an AI time. That's like forever. Like we're seeing that like months. The same. This is what I'm saying. Like in 5 years, what this is going to look like is beyond that. There's no adaptation time. You don't get to ease into it, and some people use this, some people don't. The woman with the no electricity, she's gonna be in the dark for a really long time. Okay, she's gonna love not using electricity.
She doesn't look like a person who really care.
Well, I'm not casting that. I'm just saying like this miss. Well, I'm just from a business standpoint, I'm gonna embrace it. Mm-hmm. Okay, there's not. If I was concerned about electricity usage, we'd be nowhere. Okay, we'd still be using candles. And then they complain about the CO2 putting off from the candles. There's no winning. But like me, I want to take this and really be able to apply it for not just efficiencies and creativity, but to really strengthen my business and move this business forward. Like I'm not going to be afraid. I know I can capitalize on this. My problem is learning it fast enough. Like I can't keep up with it. There's no way. I don't have the pardon the expression, the bandwidth, okay, to keep up with this. I just don't have it. So I'm like just trying to, let me use this. And I've like blocked out 2 hours a day to work on this stuff. Like this is all I'm doing, research and studying. I'm like, this is like part of my mission now for my business is like, I have to get some level of understanding of not just his potential, but the true application inside my business.
I would like to ask you a question. What is your dream about this technological, new, innovative future specifically for yourself? I mean, not only for your business, but what are you dreaming about? I can say what I'm dreaming about as soon as possible. I want self-drive car because I don't have a driver's license and I don't like to do.
Well, I don't ever want one of those. I have this weird thing about freedom and people controlling what I'm able to do in my movements and everything else. And that includes, self-driving cars. I'll probably end up be back on a horse or something. Who knows what I'll do. But my real thing for AI is just it's improved living, okay? To shorten these menial tasks, these time sucks, what I call them, right? These things where you have to do them. If that can compress time in a lot of these little areas, that'll begin to compound. And like it's going to free me up to do more of the things I want to do, okay? Not so many things that I have to do now, right? So that's kind of and I honestly can't think out far enough. I had a discussion with my son yesterday. Okay. He's like in Albania. Okay. So we're on the phone yesterday talking about AI. We're talking about this whole thing of where it can go. And he's talking about this book he read and these science fiction things. And like, we're really kind of doing the Socratic argument, like, well, how far out can you take this? Where could this go? And I'm like, I can think about it, but like, I can't spend time there. Do you know what I mean? Like we all want to think, but I'm like, I need the next 12 months. I got to focus on the next 12. That's the longest I can think out right now is 12 months. Right? Because it's like nothing will be the same in 12 months. So what's the point of thinking past 12 months? Let's get to that aspect, do that. And then bam. Okay. Now what's next? Maybe I got to repeat the whole process over. I don't know.
I got it. So you want to partner in with artificial intelligence and to delegate all the crap that you don't like to do.
Yes. Amen.
Yes. Same on me. And the driving is my priority here because I don't
Right.
really like it.
To- totally okay.
More than a year, I probably more than a 2 year, we have this self-drive robot taxi in San Francisco, and this is the best time in my day, because
Yeah, I
I
hear
can
you.
just relax. You don't need to speak with somebody, and it's really you really just can have fun, and that's what I want to do. So let's discuss a little bit pretty interesting topic for me, and I really want to know your opinion. How do you think? For what industries this artificial intelligence change will be the most difficult? For what industries, or probably types of business, whatever it is? Let's just think about it a little bit together.
Will be the most difficult, meaning that they won't be able to use it?
No, they will, but probably it will take long times. It will be more complicated.
Wow, that's a hard question because I don't see what it can't help in a very quick way. I don't know if I can name something. I really don't. I mean, crop production, there,
Hmm.
food. Okay. I live all around farms. I live in the country. I'm surrounded by farms, but I do see I have clients and friends who have fully, manless planters. They got combines. They're just working a remote control. They just set it and they back and forth. I saw them mowing the lawn with no one on the mower at
Hmm.
Frito Lay just the other day. The thing's back and forth. It's all GPS coordinated. It's mowing. There's no people on it. So crop production and AI. I know this is technology, but at the same time, like it can, you know, crop production is difficult because it takes someone to operate a combine or multiples. I have a friend. They have 6,000 acres. Okay, that they have to harvest, plant every year. Man, when you don't have to get those people are, you got to have someone who's skilled to work that, and then it's only for 3 weeks. Think about that. So you really need someone to operate a combine on large properties for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and they're done. So then what does that person do? Right. So if they have these AI run, if you will, these GPS monitored, they're doing that without people. Well, there you go. That solves that intermittent working problem, getting someone for a temporary position. I don't know.
Uh, so the manufacturing right now is very close to replace a lot of processes to the robots. There are several companies that leading right now in producing robots. Figure AI, then just think about it. Alibaba, that's owning the AliExpress and all this. I don't know. It's insane amount of the
Mhm.
producing, and they developed their robots, and they already have a contracts with, for example, BMW or manufacturers. And I think that everything about the food, it is pretty technological, specifically here in the United States. Honestly, I never thought about this question. I just think that it will be interesting to speak about it with you. And I think that it's not the business industry, but I think educational system is one of the challenging thing here.
Well, I think because it'll eliminate it. Yeah, I don't think they have any trouble applying it, but not as a business, not as a school. A school's a business. Let's be real. Okay. They're all about making money. Okay. So, but I think like I said, those are going to be a bunch of empty buildings in these university settings that no one's going to go to. They're going to have to fill it with something else, because I can't see you can do all, and I think we're way behind. I think AI is finally going to give it the push it's needed for 20 years. Colleges can be online 20 years ago. You didn't have to go at all. If you really look at it, like we homeschooled all our kids, right? All the way through high school and everything. Like I only had to be a week smarter, 1 week, a day smarter, but like 1 week smarter than my kids when I'm teaching them. So just take that philosophy. As long as I'm reading a couple chapters ahead, I can teach them. Well, what's AI doing? Times a million, gazillion. I don't know, but it's like, they'll teach you. Just turn it on. It'll teach you. Like there's no need for this stuff anymore. It's just not there. Now, and you'd say, well, how do they get the truth? Well, you're probably not getting the truth at a college either. Right. So it's all that. That's a whole nother animal. I have a whole nother show on that. But like, just think about that. Like it's so easily replaced. Like I can't see how it's not already. I'm shocked. People are still paying to go to college. Like I'm shocked that people will do that.
I think that educational system is the part of institution of the country, an important part. And if you need to change it, you need to change everything that's around this institution. And this is a lot. This is companies, funds, a lot of, this administration around it. And it is not, it's not so fast. It's not so easy. A lot of different foundations, whatever you can imagine.
Well, it's interesting though, Marina, because take the public school system here in the US. If 10% of the kids who go there all left in one day, the entire system collapses.
Mm-hmm.
They can't support itself. So think about that again from a business standpoint. It's unsustainable. And they lost all those kids from COVID and everything else. There's like over 5 million kids now who didn't go back. Okay. It's still not that 10%, but it's getting there.
Mm-hmm.
To reaching that point, but it's just, you look at that. Well, then it's almost like a pressure test for it. Like, well, you can't withstand that. You can't. I mean, if a company loses 10% of its customers and it goes under, there's a problem with the company, right? Like a 10% loss should not zero out your company, right? But the public school system, if I put it under the company thing, they have a 10% loss and it goes under. It all collapses on itself from the weight of it, from administration and everything else that's in there. So yeah, it's very fascinating. The education thing to me is like, look at it because I had to reteach myself after coming out of public school. I had to like start over and go, I think I missed a lot of stuff. I didn't do well in school. Let me just put it that way. Okay. So I had to reteach myself and relearn things, and they seem to be different and everything else. So it was really fascinating to me. And that's why, like I said, homeschool the kids and see the fruit of that. That's a whole huge topic. And I think AI is a massive advantage in that area. Massive advantage. Yeah.
I think so too, but it will create a new generation of the people whose mindset and neuroplasticity already integrated with AI. And I'm thinking about it like about absolutely new way of feeling, of perception of yourself, like a personality. Because for me, I have a psychological background, so don't judge me. I'm thinking
I actually want to hear this from you because you just brought up a really good point. Okay, so you take a public school system. Okay, it's a home of indoctrination.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, believe it, anything is. You go work at a company; they have a company culture, right? You become part of a culture at a company, so everything has that effect. And now you're just saying this with the AI and the plasticity and everything else, like because it all has biases. Whether it's ChatGPT or Claude, or they all have their own biases. One might be more left, one might be more right, whatever. But you can't. So there's a reality here. Like now with all this access, it's like your kids being on your phone. They have this whole new world of access.
Absolutely.
Like what are the actual influences? How do you control the influence of this stuff? This is a great question.
I think that there are a lot of unpredictable things here. We can prognose something, we cannot. But for example, one of them is we are started to speak in a more or less universal language. I mean, all of us already can recognize the specific AI phrases in posts, in articles, and you really can say, oh yeah, I got this guy make it using OpenAI. Yeah, I got it. But we a little bit elder, and our brain is already organized. But those whose brain growing up in collaboration with artificial intelligence, we will have this. This is some, legend of the Babylon, but some kind of reverse. We are creating very unique language, and a lot of people will speak in the same language with the same frameworks, and it's pretty interesting part how it will influence for our mindset. From another hand, I read a very interesting article that we are in the era of personalization, and all the recommendation system right now, they will work better and better because we have an access to these AI tools. And every one of us will live in our personal media arts bubble because in our socials, in our internet, you will see only those things that are pretty interesting for you. And it will be more difficult to create some common narratives, some common, I don't know, values. Just if you will think about yourself when you were a teenager or I was a teenager, we watched the same cartoons, the same
Right.
TV shows, read the same books, and we had the same heroes, like, I don't know, Superman or
Yeah.
Russian version of Superman, whatever it is. And it's very interesting that we will have the same language, but absolutely different cultural and narratives inside.
Doesn't it come down to, it becomes a predictor. So the more AI gets to know you, the more questions you answer or ask or all this stuff, and as it begins to follow you, see what you like, all of a sudden it can predict your next move because it knows you. It's basing it on all this information of watching you for 6 months, like with an eye that no one can comprehend, right? And all of a sudden it's predicting your next move because it knows, well, you're bent towards this, so you're going to grab that. There's 2 things here to grab. Well, you definitely like this better. I've seen that 75 times over one time on that. So it begins to understand what to put in front of you, what to tell you. It can direct you and lead you. That's kind of the terrifying part. Like social media now on the phone, you got 100 neuroscientists working behind to keep you engaged, the doom scroll and all that stuff, right? It just destroys children. I mean, it just ruins. There's so much data now, 15 years of data, and you just take this times a million, right? You got this phone and you're like, and again, people think it's not like, and then I don't know, it's like, because it can remember everything. I can't remember what I did 20 minutes ago. Okay. But this thing remembers everything you do and compiles it. It like builds a dossier on you, right? And you're sort of like, this thing begins to like, and I'll use a thing when I was, they did this big background check we were getting in the foster care program, whatever it was, 20 years ago. And even that, at that time, they're asking me, well, when this happened, what was that all about? I'm like, I didn't even remember I did that. They're asking about something. I completely forgot. Well, we have to go really deep with this stuff. I was like, oh, wow, that's pretty deep. And that's just some worker like looking stuff up online. I mean, you can imagine what this can do. Another quick thing. I have a client had built a website, grabbed a picture of something, a bridge or something, didn't have any copyright on it, nothing, no trademark, nothing, used it on a website, being sued and had it up for like 6 weeks, took it down, being sued for like $120,000 for copy infringement. But it's an AI bot, some attorneys turned loose, that's just scrubbing everything and like seeing who's going to pay. I mean, that's wild. Now you got to go and fight really that. Cool. It's like, but dude, you didn't have anything to say that it's copyrighted. It's on the internet. So like all of a sudden you're like, well, I guess I can't use anything, because where's that going to go? Right? Where's all that? Because you don't really need an attorney. You just turn attorney agent, turn that on, go find my work everywhere in the world.
Did you hear about this this attorney thing that a couple lawyers, if I'm not mistaken, they were from New York. They created the documents using AI, brought it to the court, and AI tool just created several precedents that not exist in reality.
Right.
And this law firm, create all their strategy based on this precedent that didn't really exist.
Right.
And it was pretty fun effect. And the judge says something really cool about it. I don't remember the quote, but it was, okay, we just in the beginning of this. And I think close to the 5 years, we already will have all this regulation, precedent, because it's about money, it's about power, it's about influence, unavoidable, something will be created. So I'm not worried about this thing.
Yeah,
and I just wanted to say that we are living in an amazing time. It's like a Wild West, but in a good meaning, I hope.
Yeah, the one other area that we haven't really talked about too was, and I'll use the term military industrial complex, AI applications into war machines is like, it's so hard to wrap your head around, because remember, AI doesn't fear death. So if they're flying a jet, okay, and they've done all the tests, right? They put the best of the best pilots flying against simulators against these AIs, and they just get smoked every time. They never win because there's no fear in AI. It'll go, and if it dies, it dies. It doesn't matter, but it'll defeat you. But all the robots, where I saw in the Marine Corps, they're building stuff, everything else.
Mm-hmm.
We've got them here for construction. We have robots that do masonry work. They place the brick, they do the whole thing. Now you have an operator, but we were talking at a summit last year and said, hey, I'd rather be the one operating the remote, because you lay bricks all day, do that for 30 or 40 years and see how you feel. Right. So there's this new technology like these robots doing construction that's really good, for certain tasks and everything else. So like, it's not totally out of the question, but now instead of a trowel, you got a screwdriver so you can go fix the robot. That's just the difference. But there's so many applications. I mean, we're tip of the iceberg, right, Marina? I mean, really is just, we are only seeing so little. I mean, you've got a lot more experience in this, but I think we're just seeing, it's an average person like me, a regular business guy, whatever. We're seeing the very tip of the iceberg. There's so much underneath that's coming, or that's actually there, that we don't know. By the time it becomes commonplace, it's been around it's already been used and thrown away by the powers that be, who created this stuff. It's very fascinating.
I deeply agree with you.
Yeah. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, I know. Please say what you wanted to say.
I was going to say, this has been such a fascinating conversation. I mean, we could go on for hours.
It's
like
true.
There's so much stuff that there's just the applications and the concept. I'll tell you what, here's one prediction I'll make. Okay. They're going to take the term unintended consequences to a whole new level. Okay. When we look at like 5-10 years from now, the stuff that's going to happen because of this, no one could have guessed. It's going to be, oops, this happens. Now they'll adapt and try to fix it. But like anything that they roll out, there's always these unintended consequences. Sometimes it's a really good thing, right? A lot of times it can be a bad thing, but I think that's going to be the shocker for a lot of people. I think there's a lot of stuff you can't predict at this stage. We can only think, like I said, we can think about it, we can go out, but it's like, I remember the guy who, I think he actually kind of discovered nanotechnology. When he realized like what he found, he almost lost his mind. He was like so freaked out at what you can do with nanotechnology. He almost went bananas. There's a guy who like, first he figured it out, but then he realized he's one of those guys like who regretted he discovered it. He's like, oh my gosh, what they can do with this stuff. And it's fascinating. Like that's a whole nother topic, right? Nanotechnology. It's just, this stuff is crazy. It's weird that I like this stuff. I mean, I'm just a business guy, but I just see these tools as absolutely necessary in today's business. Like you can't ignore this. There's no sweeping this under the rug.
Richard, I definitely agree with you. The only one thing that I want to add, I'm right now in a very interesting position because, all my couple last year were dedicated to AI integration to the business, and it was pretty obvious because it's clear. And right now I'm trying to engage very classic culture, like opera institution,
right.
Very classic and old-fashioned institution with a modern reality, technological environments, technological entrepreneurs, and young generation. And this is one of the goal of the strategy that we are developing right now, because we're looking for this, these values that we can provide to engage people of different mindsets, generation, cultural countries. It's a huge challenge for me. I just wanted to add that probably if you feel, not you personally, I mean, some person feel that it's a little bit difficult for you, it's some kind of frustrating, you don't understand it, I highly recommend to make your expectation as low as possible. Find very interesting research that shows us that there is a correlation between the level of expectation and the resultativeness of AI integration. And as more expectation you have, as worse result you get at the end of this story. So less expectation. Another thing, don't start with probably work tasks. You can start with some creative task, doing something that you dream about for a long time to do. For example, I'm right now working with one of my clients here. He is a founder of technological startup. He has something like 40 engineers and other IT professionals in his team, and the AI integration going not so good as he wanted. And we created some solution. And one solution that I suggested is to create some common creative project to all of them. And we generate the idea to create the video game using only AI tools. I mean, not in general all the video games. The startup is from the fintech. It's not about the game industry. So we're working on the project. They need to create the idea, to generate the characters, to create some algorithms idea, the gameplay, the scenario, and at the end of the story to create, using only AI, as I mentioned, or some promo video and publish it. When these guys, most of the people from tech love the video games, and then you suggest them not doing your task together, but to create something interesting, new, that inspiring all of you, and you have this curiosity to deeper dive in all these tools and looking for those tools that are appropriate to your creativity task. It make education and integration easier, because game is the only one activity in our life that we are making not for the purpose, that we are making for the process. And this is the best way how you can learn. And that's why we're learning by playing different games. And it's very difficult to do it when you're an adult person, because you feel like you're stolen the time from your business, from your clients, from your efficiency. But sometimes you can start with very classic ways of integration. And just, for example, like you did, like I did, to delegate some tasks for AI, trying to find some employers that you don't have right now in your team. But if you need to integrate it and scale inside of your organization, probably, and if you want to involve at the same level all your employers, and they can be different with different psychological types, habits, speed of adaptability. If you want to engage all of them at the same time, probably it should be some creative project that will correlate with the values of your company and your team.
That is awesome. That is amazing. So one last thing on the classical music and everything else. My youngest daughter, who's 17 now, I play it a lot, right? I'm in the car or the truck, I'm playing classical music. And she goes, do we have to listen to the murder music? That's what she calls it, murder music. Here's the stuff in movies. She goes, you're putting on the murder music. I'm like, this is classical stuff. Anyways, we'll end that at a humorous note. Marina, this has been awesome to have you on, just sharing all this insight. This has been great. How can people either connect with you? You have a website. What do you want to do as far as that goes? Just share that with us.
Absolutely, Richard. Thank you so much for this opportunity. So I will be happy if all of you will connect with me in my LinkedIn, Marina Morgan, San Francisco, founder of the Morgan Impact. And also I have my website there, morganimpact.com. And I have free strategic clarity session where you can just come and for half an hour speak about those tasks or those goals that you have right now in your business, or combining personal and business life if you are, for example, a business owner. So LinkedIn and my website and everything that you need, you will find there.
Awesome. That is fantastic.
And also, please subscribe for the Richard's podcast. This is a great opportunity to meet me and another great guest. So
that's right. That's right. This has been awesome. We killed it. This was great. So Marina, thank you for the time today. And for everyone else, we'll see you on the next STS podcast.
And don't forget, revenue feeds the ego, profit feeds the family. So if you want to see how I can show you at least $100,000 in hidden annual profits in less than 3 minutes, and not only show you where, but how to create that 100K in 6 months or less without additional advertising or marketing spend, guaranteed, just go to sharpenthespiritcoaching.com. See how truly simple it is. That's sharpenthespiritcoaching.com. Do it now.